Civil rights attorney Gloria Allred joins me now. She represents some of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. Gloria, appreciate you as ever joining us today. What were the survivors' responses to what they heard today on the Hill?
Well, thank you very much for inviting me, Max. Yeah, Kathy Ruemmler is formally after being a counsel in the Obama administration, went to private practice at Latham & Watkins, a big law firm. And at that point, she encountered or met Jeffrey Epstein. Through the files, the Epstein files that have been revealed, we see that she did have a personal and I'm going to say professional relationship as well with Jeffrey Epstein. Mr. Epstein, of course, in 2008 was convicted of soliciting a sexual act with an act of prostitution with a minor. She became aware of that. She alleges that she asked Mr. Epstein about that she met him after that, and that he told her that he thought that the minor was actually an adult. She went on to have a relationship with him. She denies ever having represented him. She denies any criminal act. There's no evidence of any criminal act committed by her. But she had, even though she said she didn't represent him, somehow she did give him some legal advice in reference to accusers who were making allegations against him. And she engaged in some emails that I'm sure she now regrets, calling him uncle, treating him like an uncle, suggesting that maybe he was like an elder brother to her. And this is, something that she regrets, having ever met him at this point. But it is very troubling. It does appear to be, a lack of good judgment. Perhaps she should have looked further, not accepted his excuse that he thought that they were adult females. She even asked to be able to go to his island. She never went to his island, but she did ask if she could make a day trip there. So all of this is very troubling. She resigned as legal advisor to Goldman Sachs, a very prominent financial firm, and now she's acting as an advisor, and after they find another general counsel, she'll be moving on. But the real question is, why wasn't she put under oath today? Why is there just going to be a transcript, which you've not seen yet, of her testimony? Some of the Democrats on the committee have a lot of questions to her, suggesting they're concerned about her credibility. So we'll have to see what the transcript says. She rose to very high positions, and now she's had a fall. And but I'm glad she is at least trying to explain what her relationship was with Mr. Epstein to the House Oversight Committee.
We also did get something from Todd Blanche, didn't we? He did apologize for his past handling of the Epstein files. Was that enough of an admission for you that there have been failures here?
Well, we know that there have been tremendous failures, Max, in reference to how the emails and the 302s, the statements to FBI, Homeland Security by many clients, many Epstein survivors, including many of mine, that their confidential statements to the Department of Justice, to the prosecutors, were revealed in the Epstein files after the Epstein Files Transparency Act was passed, and suggested that those should not have been revealed, that they should have been confidential. I don't accept what now acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, who hopes to be at some point confirmed as the Attorney General of the United States, said today. This is, even after we and many other attorneys, but my legal team advised the Department of Justice that you have revealed confidential information about many of our Epstein survivors who were clients of ours and also others. You've revealed that information, redact it, take it out immediately. even after they took it out, then they put it back in again. Then we had to ask again. This is completely unacceptable, and he needs to be more forthright about it. And I don't feel that he has been apologetic today to the survivors in a way that was meaningful.
Gloria, thank you so much for bringing us the all-important view of the survivors here. Thank you.
Thank you, Max.